Incredible footage, as always, in Force of Nature Extended with Emily. I'm Michelle Mackey in Newmarket, in today for Kevin Yard. And the big story today, of course, it's the first Monday of spring, but the temperatures more like what we would find on a frigid January day. Where I am in Newmarket, we are at a wind chill of minus 19. I think we're going to break minus 20, though. And it's a similar story across the GTA. Hamilton right now sitting at minus 8. Toronto, minus 9. Into Kitchener, that's where we hit the double digits. Minus 10. Oshawa, minus 12. And for the win, Barrie at minus 14. Now, keep in mind, these winds are right out of the north, so the wind chill is making things feel so much colder. But Tom, I think this is entirely my fault because I did my spring cleaning this weekend, got rid of all of my winter clothes, and of course, today I need them.
Yeah, don't put away the winter clothes just yet. It could be a long, cool spring.
All right, well, let's check in with Michelle Mackey. She's in for Kevin Yard this morning. And Michelle, I understand that you and Chrissy Van, our national reporter, had a little bit of a competition, and she was actually really quite excited that Oshawa got colder than Newmarket when it came to wind chill. I don't know if that's something to celebrate or not.
That's right, Emily. So I got in this morning and Chrissy Van, as always, decided she wanted to compete with me. So we decided we'd have a little bit of a Twitter war. She went to Oshawa for the national show. I'm here in Newmarket for the GTA morning show. And we decided that whoever got to minus 20 wind chill first would be the winner. Sadly, I did not win. I lost out. Chrissy won for Oshawa at minus 20 wind chill. Where I am right now, it's only about minus 18. Never a phrase I thought I would say on the first Monday of spring, but there you have it. And it's a similar story through Hamilton, sitting at minus 8, downtown Toronto, minus 9. Minus 10, we get into the double digits when we get into Kitchener. Minus 12, where Chrissy is in Oshawa. And for the win, the real winners this morning, Barrie, minus 14. With the wind chill, you guys, it is a minus 20 there as well.
Michelle Mackey is in for Kevin today. And Michelle, you and Chrissy had a bit of a competition of who could go to the colder location. And unfortunately, you lost.
Yeah, you know what? I did lose. So the competition, I'll give you the background here. On Twitter, we decided we have a little bit of a war. Chrissy, she's going to Oshawa for the national morning show there. I'm here in Newmarket, and we said whoever gets to the minus 20 wind chill mark first wins. Chrissy won it. It's only about minus 18 with the wind chill here. But I've decided that I am actually the real winner. I'm the real winner because I'm not quite as cold as Chrissy. Mind you, I am bundled up head to toe. So do make sure if you're heading out today, you are dressed appropriately because well below seasonal averages. And hey, for the first Monday in spring, not too nice. So in Hamilton right now, we're sitting at minus 8. Toronto in the double digits now, minus 10, also minus 10 as we track into Kitchener. Minus 13 now where Chrissy is in Oshawa. But the real winner, Barrie, minus 14, minus 20 wind chill, and that's because we have those winds right out of the north. But Tom, I'm hoping there's better news on the roads this morning. Always incredible footage in Force of Nature Extended with Emily Vukovic. I'm Michelle Mackey in today for Kevin Yard, joining you this Monday from Newmarket, and it's the first Monday of spring, though I can tell you from firsthand experience, it certainly does not feel like spring by any means through southern Ontario. Well below seasonal, downright frigid, in fact. So dress up if you're heading out, lots of layers. Here's what you can expect. Hamilton, waking up right now, minus 8, and then we get into the minus double digits as we head into Toronto, minus 10. Minus 10 also for Kitchener. Now we start to get really cold as we go up towards Oshawa, minus 13, but with the winds out of the north in Oshawa, feeling like minus 21. Yeah. And further to the north, minus 14 in Barrie. So again, I cannot stress this enough from firsthand experience. Dress in winter layers. I hope you didn't do any spring cleaning this weekend and put away all of your winter gear because you're certainly going to need it. I have one message today, Tom, for Mother Nature. Not cool. Well, thank you so much for making the Weather Network a part of your Monday morning. Of course, the kids back to school after what was hopefully a nice March break. I'm Michelle Mackey coming to you from Newmarket, Ontario. Now, it's also the first Monday of spring, but I can tell you from firsthand experience, it does not feel even remotely like spring. It feels more like a blustery January day. Let's talk about the temperatures. Right now, we're at -9 in Hamilton, -10 as we get into Toronto, a similar temperature for Kitchener, and then we really start to dip as we head to Oshawa, sitting at -12, and Barrie at -14. Now, keep in mind the winds, they're out of the north, so they're funneling that cold air down. The wind chill values approaching -20. I know, it's frigid. So I really hope you didn't get rid of all of your winter clothes and maybe decided to do some early spring cleaning, because today, Tom, you are going to need the full winter gear.
So, Michelle, you're the one out braving the conditions. How does it feel this morning?
Not good, to be quite honest with you. I made the horrible mistake, Emily, of thinking that I could pack away all of my winter clothes just because it was spring this weekend. I really made a bad choice, because this morning, bright and early, I had to dig out all of my winter gear because you really need it today in southern Ontario. I'm in Newmarket, where the wind chill right now is about -18. Yeah, it's that bad. In Toronto right now, we're sitting at -10. Hamilton, -9. It's also -10 as we head into Kitchener, and we really start to take a dip in those temperatures in Oshawa, sitting at -12, and -14 for Barrie. But with the wind chill, and the winds are coming right out of the north, Emily, the wind chills are making it feel so much colder. So keep that in mind before you head out today.
Morning. And Michelle, I mean, there's got to be a little bit of a silver lining, and I think it's just the sunshine, right?
You know what? I was actually going to bring that up, Emily and Tom. There is good news that comes with spring. The sun, it feels a lot warmer on my face despite these frigid temperatures. And also, like Tom, I heard some birds chirping this morning, so that made me happy. But the downside to today, temperatures feel more like a January day. It's actually so cold here. I've had my water bottle out for just an hour, maybe two, and it's nearly rock solid. So that just gives you an idea of how cold it is. In Hamilton right now, we're sitting at -9, and then we go into the minus double digits as we get into Toronto. -10 for Toronto, -10 for Kitchener, even colder in Oshawa, sitting at -12. But today, Barrie takes the cake, -14. And when we factor in those wind chills coming straight out of the north, it's feeling a lot colder, Emily. That was your force of nature, and happy Monday. It is bright and the sun is shining in southern Ontario. I'm Michelle Mackey in Newmarket today for Kevin Yard. And of course, the big story is the frigid temperatures on this first Monday of spring. Let's talk about those temperatures, because right now in Hamilton, we're sitting at -9. And then as we go into Toronto, we get down into the minus double digits. -10 for Toronto, -10 for Kitchener, even colder as we head into Oshawa, sitting at -12. But Barrie really takes the cake this morning, -14. And with the wind chill from the north, it is going to be feeling closer to -20. So if you are heading out today, certainly make sure to bundle up. Full winter gear. I've even got my snow pants on. We're not expecting snow, but it's so cold, I think it warrants the snow pants, Tom. And yeah, also the sunglasses, because I really need mine right now. It's Monday, March the 23rd, and thank you so much for making the Weather Network a part of the work and school week. Michelle Mackey joining you from Newmarket in today for Kevin Yard, and I can tell you it is a chilly first Monday of spring. I really hope that you didn't get rid of your winter gear and maybe thought you could do some spring cleaning on the weekend, because trust me, today you are going to need it. Let's talk about those temperatures. Hamilton right now, we're sitting at -9, and then as we get into Toronto, that's when we hit the minus double digits. -10 in the city of Toronto, -10 in the city of Kitchener. And as we head up to Oshawa, even colder at -12. But Barrie really takes the cake on this one at -14. And I should also point out, with those winds out of the north, it is feeling so much colder. With wind chill in Oshawa and Barrie, it's feeling like -20. In fact, me and Chrissy Van had a little bit of a competition going on this morning. I'm in Newmarket, and I said, you know what, whoever gets to -20 first wins. She was in Oshawa, so Chrissy Van, she wins. I'll send it back inside to Tom. Hopefully the traffic isn't too bad out there.
I mean, the sunshine has to at least feel nice, even though you're dealing with wind chills in the minus teens, right?
It totally does, Emily, and that's because the northern hemisphere, we have had that little bit tip closer to the sun, so it does feel a little bit nicer on my face. But despite that, the temperatures, I mean, they are downright frigid through southern Ontario. It does not feel like it should on the first Monday of spring. In Hamilton right now, we're sitting at -9, and as we get into Toronto, that's when we drop down into the minus double digits, -10, also -10 as we look to Kitchener, even colder though in Oshawa at -12, Barrie -14, and I should mention both Oshawa and Barrie have -20 wind chills because the wind, it's coming straight out of the north. In fact, it's so cold, I'm actually having a bit of a hard time talking. My lips are kind of freezing, Emily, and I wanted to show you this water bottle. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I've only had it out for about an hour and a half, and it is frozen solid. But Emily, those temperatures, they are going to warm up eventually, aren't they?
Let's let Michelle Mackey do it, and that's exactly what she's doing. She's joining us in Newmarket this morning, and Michelle, even though it's sunny, I know it's certainly feeling a lot colder than it should be at this time of year.
Yeah, you know what? It's the first Monday of spring, and Emily, it is downright frigid through southern Ontario. You mentioned I'm here in Newmarket. I'm at a Tim Hortons drive-thru, which has been pretty busy this morning. I don't think people are necessarily wanting to get out of their cars. And I'm with Steven. Steven, how are you feeling on this first spring Monday?
I'm feeling just beautiful.
I like the positive attitude. How about the temperatures, though?
I love the temperatures. I love the way it feels here because I'm a Nova Scotian.
Oh, see, you know what? Nova Scotians for the win. Thank you so much for that. I need some of his positive energy, Emily, because I can tell you I'm not in a great mood today with these temperatures.
Yes, but you know what? You're also not in Nova Scotia. So let's ask Michelle Mackey. She joins us live from Newmarket this morning. And Michelle, you've been out braving the elements. At least we're seeing some sunshine. There has to be a silver lining, right?
Absolutely right. And you know, because it is spring now, the sun, it kind of feels a little bit warmer on my face, but it's hard to feel super warm because, yeah, through southern Ontario, we are well below seasonal despite being the first Monday of spring. Now, I'm at Tim Hortons here, and the drive-thru has been absolutely packed, Emily. People really not wanting to get out of their cars. I'm going to attempt to see if someone will even roll down their window for me. Is it going to happen? Hey, guys, how are you feeling on the first day of spring, first Monday of spring?
It's the first day of spring.
First Monday.
It doesn't feel like it.
I agree. I go for warmth, Emily, and I'm not feeling it today.
Yeah, did you see that guy's surprise? He was like, it's the first day of spring? Like, maybe he didn't know that Friday was the first day of spring, and he's thinking this is not spring.
Well, the first Monday of spring, but it's feeling like anything but. Joining Michelle Mackey now out in the elements.
Well, spring has sprung. Kind of. Technically, yes, it is spring, but these temperatures are so cold through southern Ontario. It feels more like what we would expect on a blustery January day, not March the 23rd, the first Monday of spring by any means. So I really hope that this weekend you didn't think, hey, I'm going to clean out and do some spring cleaning, get rid of all my winter gear. That's what I did, because you're certainly going to need it today. Full jacket, the parka needs to be on, the hats, the glove, the mitts, and even though it's not snowing, I have my snow pants on because these temperatures certainly warrant them. It's hard to believe that spring has in fact sprung because southern Ontario, we are talking about frigid temperatures today. Though I will say the sun, it's a little bit brighter. Now I'm here in the Tim Hortons drive-thru in Newmarket, and it's been packed. Not many people wanting to actually get out of their cars. I'm going to see if I can get someone to roll down their window for me. And I've got a question about how they're feeling on the first day of spring. Hey, how are you feeling on this first Monday of spring?
Cold.
Fair enough. I think that says it all. It's hard to believe that spring has in fact sprung in southern Ontario when the temperatures are just downright frigid today. And I'm here in Newmarket in the Tim Hortons drive-thru. It's been packed. I don't think many people are actually wanting to get out of their cars. Now I've got Brian. Is that right, Brian? How are you feeling on this first Monday of spring?
Well, it's a little depressing, but at least the skies are blue.
You know what? That's a great way of looking at it. The skies are blue and the sun is shining. Well, it certainly doesn't feel like a balmy spring day by any means on this first Monday of spring. In fact, southern Ontario, the temperatures are downright frigid, feeling like what we would expect on a blustery January day. It's actually so cold here in Newmarket that I only had my water bottle out for about an hour and a half, and it is now frozen solid. Now, what I want to show you is the scene behind me. We were at the drive-thru here in Tim Hortons. The parking lot is empty. No one actually wants to get out of their cars, and the lineup this morning has been huge, so people making the sacrifice to stay in line, stay a little warmer, a bit longer. Well, spring has sprung. Kind of. Technically, yes, it is spring, but these temperatures are so cold through southern Ontario. It feels more like what we would expect on a blustery January day, not March the 23rd, the first Monday of spring by any means. So I really hope that this weekend you didn't think, hey, I'm going to clean out and do some spring cleaning, get rid of all my winter gear. That's what I did, because you're certainly going to need it today. Full jacket, the parka needs to be on, the hats, the glove, the mitts, and even though it's not snowing, I have my snow pants on because these temperatures certainly warrant them.